What is up, everybody? We are back once again for another episode of Storytellers: The Lost Chapters, and today I have two very fun chapters for you. I don't know too much about them, but the first one is called Companion, so let's get into that and see what it's all about. You know what? It looks like these are going to be a lot of puzzles specifically about the dog. But honestly, I think it's really cool because I love the dog. Tiny murders his lover. Tiny murders his lover. Okay. First thought. Tiny and Peachy fall in love. I mean, this feels like a pretty decent start here. But what if we also have Tiny fall in love with this dog? Which is, I feel like that's pretty normal, pretty easy. And then Peachy is gonna have a fight with Tiny's dog. And they're just kind of having a stare down here. Okay, cool. Nothing crazy. And then she will steal the dog, kidnap him, lock her up before Tiny comes to the rescue. And then, with Peachy proud of herself for fighting and then kidnapping a dog, she will get pushed to her death by Tiny, her former lover. And there's also a challenge to do it after being kidnapped. So I think maybe we can just do it this way. Let me try. So Tiny and Peachy fall in love again, and then they fight. A bit of a bad honeymoon here before Tiny gets kidnapped. A little bit of an overreaction here. I feel like this might be a point of no return for most relationships, but luckily he has his dog here to clutch up and save the day, and Peachy, none the wiser, will get pushed off by her former husband. And that's the second solution. Okay, cool. So I think it looks like all these puzzles are going to be just focused on the dog, which I really like because the dog is really cute and I don't think I've seen him used too much. This is kind of fun. Maid commits a crime. Okay, so is a crime... So an affair doesn't count as a crime, right? Like is this going to be an affair if the dog catches her and the king? No, they're just in love. Okay, not a crime. So how do we get him to commit a crime? I mean, first thought is that the king and the maid are going to fall in love and the pervert dog is going to watch. And then the maid and the dog are going to fall in love, but the king is going to be a little bit jealous. So what's going to happen here is the dog will be out for a stroll, enjoying the fresh air, fresh mountain air, before the king pushes him to his death, which is, again, a bit of an overreaction. And the maid, horribly heartbroken, goes to have a seance and speak to her ghost dog, where she finds out the truth that her lover is the one who killed her dog, and the king, looking into the ocean, gets pushed to his death. Now, it's actually really interesting that there's a revive panel for this. I don't know what happens if maybe let me see something. If the dog comes back, will he talk to the maid? No. I mean, he can push the king off. That doesn't really help all that much, but that's just that's just the ghost dog. All right, you know what? We'll leave that be. I'm sure that's probably fine. But next up, we got Queen kills her husband. I mean, the only person the queen can marry here is the Baron. She won't marry... I mean, they don't even... Queen doesn't swing like that, and I think that is all good. So for the Baron to marry the queen, he has to save her. So the dog, I guess, is just going to lock up the queen just on a whim. The Baron is going to save her. And then the two of them are going to fall in love. And while the Baron is happy and the queen thinks she's found a good partner for her, she doesn't know that her husband is out for the crown and nothing else. And so he's alone on the throne here. But the dog redeems itself and saves the queen. And with her returning from hell, she will sit in her throne and proudly decapitate the Baron. I'm also curious, will she kill the dog? Nah, they're chill now. Nah, there's no grudge against. They all love the dog. How can you stay mad at him? Look at his little tail. He's too happy. We leave him be. Isabel punishes spouse for infidelity. Okay, someone has to cheat, but we also need a wedding. So Isabel and Edgar, they're going to fall in love. And Isabel, as we know, she gets jealous of anyone, including a little dog. So with her husband saying hello to a dog, she is going to, I'm assuming, just lock him up? No, not yet. But she'll lock the dog up. Okay. So she'll lock the dog up, but she's not mad at her husband. She's more mad at the dog. This feels insane. And what if it's Bernard? No. So the only person that will cheat, what happens if Bernard is the husband? And then Bernard and the dog. No, they're still fine. Huh. I'm making Edgar the guy again. Edgar's back here. So we have to find out a way for her to punish her spouse for cheating. Well, I mean, what can happen is, I suppose, maybe Edgar will save the dog, and now he's pissed at Isabel. And I guess since he's now mad at his former lover, he's willing to have an affair because he doesn't mess with her because he kidnapped his dog, and now Isabel is going to snap and lock him up. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I think Isabel might have overreacted just a little bit. I feel like locking a dog up for saying hi to your owner is kind of fucked up. I feel like most people think that's a good thing, as if you're good with animals, but hey. We'll let it slide, we'll keep moving, and the next riddle, or next puzzle, is the execution of the queen. Okay, so the queen's gotta get executed. I don't know how you even do that. So the queen and the knight, the queen is not about it, because he's not clouded, and the queen does love the dog. So does the dog get the crown? No, the dog doesn't get the crown still. So I guess what we have to have happen is that the queen has to get wrongfully locked up by the dog. Because the dog doesn't know any better. He's just pulling on shit. He's just a puppy. So the queen is locked up, and then the knight is going to save her. And with that in mind, they can now happily... No, she doesn't have a crown. Wait. They can now happily fall in love. Just because now they have a crown. I guess, why can't she marry him without the crown? That is insane. She only, okay, whatever, we're ignoring that. So they're happily married. They are knighted and they are living their best life, and the queen will return. What happens if the queen once again gets kidnapped by the dog? So she gets kidnapped by the dog and then the knight saves her. Will she then execute the dog? No, she lost her crown. Hear me out. So as we know, when the queen goes to jail, she loses her crown. So I think the dog is going to send the queen to jail, and then the knight is going to save her, the simp that he is. And before the queen can reclaim her throne, the dog is going to take it. And then the queen and the knight, they're not in love because the dog has the crown still. So what's going to happen here is the queen is going to kidnap the dog for taking her crown. And then the knight, and then the queen is going to get the crown. She's going to marry the knight happily, and they're going to be super, super happy together. But little does she know that the knight will realize, no, the queen will save the dog here. The knight doesn't trust the dog, though. The dog is so sad. Why are you like this? What if the queen is kidnapped and the knight takes the crown? No, he won't. The only way the knight can execute the queen is if they get married. And the only way they can get married is if he frees her. So this has to happen. Can the dog... They can fall in love here. Maybe they fall in love... Wait! What happens if the dog has a crown and then he falls in love with... Oh my god. And then he falls in love. Does he get a crown? I don't know if he does. Can he sit in the throne? No. But the dog can. So now the dog has the crown. And then the queen is gonna kidnap the dog. And then the knight is gonna save the dog. The queen is gonna save the dog. No. I think the dog has to be the one who executes the queen, which is a crazy sentence to say. The knight and the dog, they fall in love here. So now they're happy. They're companions. They're set forever. So now when the queen kidnaps the dog, the knight will save him. No, the knight still doesn't save him. Oh, maybe the knight... So the knight can't know that the queen is the reason this happens. So I'm pretty sure that she just has to save... Oh my god, the dog just saves the queen. The dog saves the queen. And then the queen is going to kidnap the dog. Takes the crown. And then the knight, knowing nothing, he's going to save the dog. He's like, why is this dog in jail? And there is still an unclaimed crown that the dog will take. And now, with his crown proudly on his head, he will forgive the queen. What the dog doing? Bruh. What happens if the queen puts the dog away, grabs her throne? Will she then execute the dog? No. I feel like she has to lose her crown. She has to lose her crown, and I think the dog has to get the crown. And then the knight saves the queen. The knight and the dog are in love, but this isn't enough because when the queen kidnaps the dog, then the knight still won't help because he wronged the queen. Well, actually, what I guess could happen is now the dog could again kidnap the queen. Then the dog can save the queen. So now she's mad at the knight. And I think now she would try to execute the knight if she had the crown. So maybe what has to happen, maybe the love panel, maybe this doesn't matter. The dog saves her, dog gets the crown, and now the queen is pissed. She's pissed at the dog, and I think she's pissed enough to kill the dog. The dog is kidnapped. The knight saves her. They fall in love. I'm missing something here. What happens if the queen loves the dog? So the queen and the dog are in love. And then the queen is inspecting her cage when the dog accidentally locks her up. But luckily, the knight is cleaning down the dungeon. So he saves her quickly. And without her approval, he locks up her dog. And the queen is also a bit of a dog person, so she frees the dog, and now she's pissed as hell. With that in mind, the queen is going to kidnap the knight, which pisses him off. And with the knight kidnapped, when the dog saves him, I think, will he take the throne? So he'll take the throne, and if I had one more panel, then he would kill the queen. But I have to do something a little bit differently. What if the knight get locked up by the dog, and then the queen saves him? He's still pissed at the dog, right? So he's pissed at the dog. And will he take the throne now? No. He won't take the throne. God, there's so many things I have to do, and I feel like I don't have enough panels for it. The queen has to get kidnapped. If the knight loves the dog, and the queen kidnaps the dog... Oh, wait a minute. This might be an easier way to do this. What if instead the queen and the dog are in love and the dog accidentally kidnaps the knight, and then the queen finds out that the dog did it, but she doesn't really care because she loves her dog. So the knight on his own kidnaps the dog, which pisses off the queen. She is mad. So she's going to kidnap the knight, who this doesn't change anything. This is actually such a tough puzzle. I don't understand. No! I'm doing the same puzzle 15 million ways. What do I do? What do I do here? I don't know how to do this at all. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't give up on this puzzle, but I don't know what to do. I'm trying so hard here. I'm straight up giving it my all. Fuck me, dude. What do I do? I'm losing it. We're gonna have to trim down a lot of this shit. I'm not even kidding. This is driving me up a wall. Man, I don't understand. Oh my god, dude. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I have aged 17 years in this chair. I almost want to stop the recording and figure out what the hell I'm doing wrong. So what if the knight loves the dog? What if that's what I'm doing wrong? The dog has the crown. The queen locks up the dog. The knight is annoyed at the queen. Oh my god. Dude, this took me 50 minutes. I'm gonna fully break it down again, just so we get everything to make sense, but let's do this from the top, okay? So, the execution of the queen. So the knight has his beloved little dog that is his companion, and his dog gets into a little bit of trouble here and there, and will kidnap the queen. But, as we know, dogs are likely to keep pulling the same thing, so we'll free the queen. But before she can reclaim her crown, the dog gets it done. And now the queen, as we know, she has one motivator in this life, and that is the crown, so she will lock up the knight's trusty dog, who he will then free and get incredibly pissed at. He'll be incredibly pissed about this, because this is his fucking dog. This is his dog that he loves. So he will take the crown for the first time, with his grudge against the queen, sit on his throne, and he will cut her head off. Bang, easy, pretending that didn't take me 40 minutes. That is like literally just a montage of me moving puzzles and doing the same thing 15 times, but we got it done. And now we have killed by own pet. This is crazy, okay. Killed by own pet. First thought for this is that Greenie is going to be in love with his dog. And then Greenie is also going to be in love with Bluey, right? Makes sense. And now there's gonna be a fight. And Bluey Actually, no. And Greenie and the pup are gonna get into it. And for whatever reason, the solution to that is actually not to kick your dog. Is to... So this doesn't solve anything. What actually can happen here is that the dog is then going to kidnap Bluey. And now Bluey's pissed. Bluey's incredibly pissed. Greenie's mad. What happens if Bluey is behind the dog? Will you kick him now? No, you still won't kick the dog. So there's no reason for you to kick the dog. And there's nothing for it. So the dog... Oh, wait, hang on. No. But Greenie will push you off. Then, I mean, then you can get killed by the ghost of Bluey. Which doesn't really help, but... You know what, maybe I think what I have to do is maybe everyone loves the dog. Maybe this dog is a little for the streets. So everyone loves the dog, they're all each other's pets, and they're gonna get into a fight. And they're gonna get into a heated fight, actually. Actually, what if yeah, actually no, they have to have a fight. Bluey and the dog are gonna get into it, and then Bluey kidnaps the dog. To which Greenie finds out and gets really pissed off and pushes Bluey off a cliff. And then there's a seance and the dog finds out that Bluey was killed by Greenie. So finds out that Bluey was killed by Greenie. And with this done, finding out the truth, Greenie looking out at the body he threw it in, the dog actually doesn't care. That is actually incredible to me. Will the dog push anyone? No. The dog doesn't really push people. For the dog to push you, gotta be a bit of a real motherfucker, actually. I don't think a seance really helps here either, because apparently that's not enough for the dog to do it. What happens if these two fight? No, the dog doesn't really... No one wants to push the dog off. So all the fight does is make it so someone can lock up. So these two are fighting right now. And now you're mad at Bluey, and you're mad enough at Bluey that you'll kill Bluey. Well, what if they fall in love now? What if... Because I think the dog is very forgiving. So if they do this now he's mad. Okay. So the dog and Greenie are in love, and then Bluey and the dog have a fight, and Bluey locks up the dog. To which Greenie saves the day and gets really pissed off at Bluey, and before he can get his job done, the two of Bluey and the dog will make up. They befriend each other because, I mean, it's a dog, it doesn't really hold grudges. But Greenie still pushes Bluey off a cliff. The dog finds out the truth. And with Greenie on the edge, the dog will get their revenge. Which, I mean, you know, you think your owner was trying to do the right thing, but hey. And now we have dog murders Maid. Okay. For that to happen, I mean, hey. Oh, wait, they can't love each other. So there's no marriage here. There's no marriage in this panel, so the king... The only way to get the throne is to grab it, like that. I'm assuming the king has to be kidnapped by the dog. So the dog is going to kidnap the king, send him to jail, and then the maid is going to save the day. And with the crown available, the maid will take the crown. I mean, the king will also take the crown, but will he execute the dog now? No, he won't. So no one ever wants to execute the dog. I mean, I guess the king can do this. Will she kidnap the dog now, the maid? So the maid doesn't kidnap the dog. What is the maid? How do I get the maid to do any of that? For the dog to murder the maid, the dog has to get pushed off the cliff. By the maid, I'm assuming. No one's in love right now. And so if the maid's here, she's not going to push the dog off. And the king also isn't going to. Because no one's annoyed enough yet. So we have to find a way to make it so the dog is really pissed at the maid. If the maid gets the crown, the king will kidnap her for the crown back. And so then if the dog saves her, she'll be pissed at the king, maybe? And she'll push him off. So the king is dead now. I mean, but the dog doesn't have any attachment to the king. He's just scared. He's not gonna bark. Well, I guess what actually can happen is maybe the dog gets the crown. And the king, wanting his crown back, is going to push the dog off the cliff. Because, I mean, that kind of makes sense. And now the dog is back. And so now the dog is mad enough to kill the king, right? Yeah. So if you kill the dog will get revenge. That's what we're learning here. So we need the maid to, for some reason, kill the dog. But there's no way to make anyone fall in love. She doesn't care about the crown. If the dog kidnaps the king on purpose, and then the maid... Will she kill the dog now? No, I don't know how to make her kill the dog. What happens if the dog comes back? So the dog comes back from the dead, reclaims his throne, and then maybe he goes wild and he executes the king. Oh my god, the dog can literally kill the king. Okay. And with the king dead? Okay, I think that's actually it. Oh my god, wait. Hang on. Let me try to make sense of this in a way that doesn't sound batshit insane. So for the dog to murder the maid, first thing that has to happen, the dog once again kidnaps the king who is inspecting his cage, and then the maid saves the day. And while this is happening, the dog takes his crown and is, I mean, proudly just the new king of the land. But the king doesn't like that because he wants to be in charge. So he's gonna push the dog off the cliff with his hopes of becoming the king once more. But the dog has, you know, a second life apparently, and can reclaim his crown before the king can. And now with his newfound crown and newfound rage, the dog sitting upon his throne will decapitate the king, which is going to piss the hell out of the maid, who will then push the dog to his death, and while looking into the abyss, sadly missing her king, she will be scared to death by the ghost of the dog, and everything is good in the world, and everyone is happy, and the day is saved. That one was really cool. That one was easier than the last one, but still very, very hard. All right, one more chapter. This chapter is called Tragedy. So let's start with Cataclysm 1. Everybody dies. Okay, so I mean, first thought, Edgar and Lenora are going to find love. And then Isabel is going to make a move on Edgar, who's going to turn her down. So she's going to go to the poison, as she does, and she's going to accidentally kill Bernard, who is, again, just completely innocent in this. But she realizes her mistake, so she grabs the poison again. And this time, she succeeds in killing her love. And with Edgar dead, everyone else has nothing left to live for. So Isabel's gonna drink up, knock herself out, and then Edgar is already dead, and then Lenora is gonna drink up and die. And I mean, I guess that's just the tragic end these two see. So Cataclysm 2, everybody dies. Okay, so everybody dies. Let's start this off the way we know, with a little bit of a cheeky little affair. So Haiti and Peachy are in love. And while that seems really cool, Haiti's not gonna like it when he sees Peachy and Tiny in love. And then Tiny's not gonna like it when he sees Peachy and Greenie in love. Actually, no, maybe it's Haiti choice. Maybe Haiti just holds a super grudge. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. We'll make Haiti a little bit of a deranged guy here. So everyone is in love, and Haiti decides, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going on a kill streak. And he just starts toppling people. I'm talking the entire party is dead, and with Haiti waiting on his UAV, his 3-kill streak, he is going to get jumped one final time by the ghost of Tiny, getting his revenge. Which, I mean, just goes to show you that if you kill 3 people, you will also probably die. Don't do that. Don't recommend it. Isabel drinks poison for her unrequited love. Okay, interesting. So Isabel drinks poison. That means that Isabel has to fall in love with someone who doesn't love her back. So let's start it this way. Edgar and Isabel, they fall in love, and they are happy together. Incredibly happy together, right? And with that in mind, that's gonna make it really awkward when Edgar gets amnesia and marries a second person. And now, when they go back to their wedding and Edgar turns her down, Isabel is incredibly pissed off. So she is going to drink the poison. No, she's going to look at the poison. So I think this is actually the right start. Edgar and Isabel are in love, and then Edgar forgets. He falls down the staircase. And then Edgar moves on to Lenora, who he thinks is way badder anyway. So when Isabel comes to see her husband once more, and he says, sorry, I've moved on, she gets really pissed off. But for whatever reason, Lenora then gets amnesia. And she's staring into the void, unsure of anything. And now Edgar is going to come to make... No? And then Lenora and Bernard are going to get married. And with this done, Edgar is heartbroken. And he will drink up. And now he's dead, and we need Isabel to have one panel where she drinks. And she'll only drink if Edgar dies. Is there another way to do this? I don't actually know. So her husband has to die for her to care like that. Because she's never upset enough to kill herself unless her husband is dead. So let me do this a different way. Edgar and Isabel are in love. I mean, Lenora will just poison herself now. But maybe there's... So we have to have amnesia early. Edgar forgets about this. And he is going to... Actually, hang on. Let me try something different. Maybe Isabel never gets a happy ending. Maybe Edgar and Lenora fall in love. And then Lenora is going to turn down Isabel. They're going to turn each other down. And she's heartbroken. But what she doesn't know is that Edgar has a case of amnesia. And he secretly is falling for his true lover, Bernard. So now, with them in love, Lenora goes to see her husband once more, only to find out that he has moved on to bigger and better things in the form of our werewolf man over here. So Lenora is going to drink herself into a coma. And with this done, Isabel as well will closely follow. Okay, interesting. So, I mean, Isabel only drinks poison if the person she loves will also drink poison. So it's like a follow him to the abyss kind of thing. Heartbreaks for all. Oh my god, it has the family tree option. This is the worst day of my life. Let's start this off right. Tiny and Peachy are happily in love. Actually, no, Haiti and Peachy are happily in love. But then, Haiti is going to see Peachy and Tiny in love. And then, Peachy is going to see Haiti and Bluey in love. So that's heartbreak. This is anger. I mean, in the same vein, if Haiti kills Peachy, then I'm pretty sure Tiny is heartbroken. So now 3 people are heartbroken, I think. And what happens if we do the affair option here, and Haiti falls in love with Bluey, and then Peachy's ghost finds out? No. Okay, how do we get this shit to happen? You know, maybe I'm misunderstanding. I think I don't know how the family tree option works, which is admittedly kind of just a me issue. So Peachy pushes Greenie. Haiti's gonna be heartbroken, I think. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. So we'll make Peachy the mom, and we'll make Haiti the son. And so there's gonna be an affair. If Peachy and Greenie fall in love, so Tiny watches. And then we make a separate affair between the other two, between Haiti and Tiny, maybe? And we make Peachy watch. So they're all happy. And then there has to be another affair where I guess... Fuck if I know. I think Peachy needs to get pushed off the cliff by probably Tiny. By Haiti. By Bluey. By Greenie. No. Dude, I feel like I'm doing complex math here. This is so complicated. I don't fucking understand any of this shit. What the hell's happening? I feel like I'm like losing my fucking mind. I'm gonna be completely honest. I legitimately might just skip this puzzle. Okay, let me try this again. Heartbreaks for all. So how do we get everyone to break their heart? I think the girlie's got to get messy. And I think that means that we have to have a whole chain of every single one of these motherfuckers. All of them are gonna break their hearts and watch something that they don't want to see. Because right now we got Peachy heartbroken, Greenie heartbroken. We're about to have Bluey heartbroken when he finds out that his lovely Tiny is cheating with Peachy. And then, I mean, hey, Tiny, bad news for you. You are also not in the clear. Actually, wait, hang on. Not in the clear. So we have 4 broken hearts, but Haiti doesn't care. He's spiteful. So the only way he'll care is if someone he cares about dies. But like that also means like, so for example, Haiti loves Peachy, but I can't get him to kill Peachy. What we can do is we can, well, I guess what happens if Haiti's the dad? What happens if Haiti is the dad of someone he hates? So Haiti right now is the parent and Bluey is his son. Who cheated on him, I guess, so Haiti's the father of Bluey, and Bluey had an affair with Haiti's affair. And I guess, maybe, because of this, Haiti's gonna be a wonderful father and push him to his death? Yeah, okay, cool, sure, alright. And all heartbreaks are healed? I'm gonna be so for real. I don't think I'm smart enough to solve this one. I don't know how to heal anything here. Because there's no heart, right? I give up. I tap out. But I did my one. I got there. We got the job done. Huge. Lenora and Isabel Afterlife love. Okay. I mean, first thought is that these two have to, fall in love. Probably. Would make sense. I mean, I think for them to be in afterlife love, I think they have to be in love when they die. Okay, you know what? Maybe what we have to do instead, Edgar and Bernard are in love. And then Isabel is going to get turned down by Edgar. And she is going to plant her poison with the intention of killing Bernard. But before she can do that, she is going to black out. And forgetting her hateful nature, she is going to find true love in the form of her true love, Lenora. And now, Lenora, celebrating their wedding, is going to sip her wine, die tragically. Isabel, absolutely in grief, is going to kill herself to follow Lenora, and then the two ghosts are going to go to the afterlife. Nope. Can I make a ghost have amnesia? I can. So I can give a ghost amnesia, which is good. I don't exactly know how to make them fall in love then. Oh, I don't need this panel anymore. That's what I have to do. Ah, okay. Edgar and Bernard fall in love, and then Isabel gets turned down by Edgar, and she snaps. So she grabs the poison to kill Bernard, but before anyone drinks it, her and Isabel are going to fall in love. And now to celebrate their wedding day, Lenore takes a sip of wine and dies. And while normally she'd be pissed off at Isabel for this, she is instead going to go through ghostly amnesia and forget everything she thought she knew. But while this happens, Isabel, heartbroken, drinks to join her beloved. And then in the afterlife, they feel nothing. No. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess what actually might make more sense is what if Isabel does poison the wine, but then she forgets, and then they fall in love, and instead of Lenora being the one who takes a sip, Isabel does. And Isabel's dead. Lenora follows suit, and with no one to blame for Lenora's death, the two find true love in the afterlife. Okay, that makes a lot more sense than what I was trying to do. Tiny murders his wife. Okay, so first thought. Let's start with Tiny and Peachy falling in love. And then Peachy is going to turn down Haiti, and as we know, Haiti doesn't like that. So he is going to very, very quickly and aggressively push her to her death. No. What if instead, now he will, because okay, he's jealous of, he wants Tiny, he'll kill Peachy. So Peachy's dead. And then she will come back from the dead very quickly, and she will go right back to it, and she will push Haiti off a cliff. And now, with Haiti dead, Tiny is going to have a little seance where he finds out that his wife is not the perfect little wife he thought. And with this in mind, he will push his wife to the cliff. No, he won't. Well, actually, maybe, I guess he has to probably fall in love first, right? So now Haiti and Tiny are in love. And now Peachy comes back. And now Peachy kills Tiny. Kills Haiti, rather. And then Tiny's gonna have a seance and find out that his husband was killed by his ex-wife. So he is going to push her off a cliff. They're not married anymore. So he is going to remarry his first wife, be in love, find out that his ex-husband was killed by his now wife, and then Tiny is going to push Peachy off a cliff. Okay, that made sense. That was good. Okay, is that the last one? Oh my god, there's more. Who the hell is Juliet? I didn't know we could have 12 panels. I mean, hey. First thought. So if everyone drinks poison, everyone has to be heartbroken, and Isabel will only drink poison if she forgets. So let's do Edgar and Lenora, dream team, they fall in love. And then Edgar is going to turn down Isabel, who gets pissed off, and she is going to... No, she won't drink poison, because there's no wine. Ooh, wait, hang on. Let me do it a different way. Edgar and Isabel fall in love. And then Edgar has amnesia. And he is going to marry Lenora. And then he's going to, I guess, have amnesia again. And he's going to marry... He'll marry Bernard this time. And then one more time he's going to forget. Because we're just going to make Edgar... I mean, he took, I guess, multiple blows to the head. It really knocked him out. So he gets amnesia again. But before he can make a move on Juliet... Juliet is going to make a move on... No, on no one. I guess maybe he only gets 2 episodes of forgetting things. So Juliet and Bernard fall in love. And then Edgar is going to try to make a move on Juliet, who turns him down because she's spoken for by Bernard. And Edgar drinks poison, which leads to a domino effect of all of his prior lovers, I mean, just ending their shit, apparently. And so now we need to have a way for these two lovebirds to fall apart. We need another round of amnesia, I'm assuming, which means that Juliet is going to get amnesia here. And then she is going to make a move. Juliet is going to make a move on Isabel, who turns her down. Oh, we don't have enough panels, though. Edgar drinks poison. Lenora drinks poison. Bernard doesn't care until Juliet drinks poison, and now Bernard would care. How do I get one more panel in here? Let me do something a little bit different here. So Bernard will also just kill himself if he gets turned down by Isabel. So he's heartbroken. Edgar needs to get turned down by someone else. What if he gets amnesia? If Edgar gets amnesia and he makes a move on Bernard, Bernard will say no, right? No, Bernard says yes. Bernard, you're too easy. So we want as many people to be in love with Edgar as possible, so when he dies, it's tragic. So Bernard will drink poison now. Edgar, however, will not. And Bernard's happy now, so he won't kill himself. But now he will, because Isabel turned him down. Edgar needs to get turned down by someone, which means there has to be one other wedding. These two fall in love. Edgar gets turned down. Edgar drinks. Isabel drinks. Lenora drinks. Bernard doesn't care. This is the hardest round of puzzles I've had. So if Edgar drinks poison right now, then Isabel and Lenora also go out. Well, what if this goes here? So now these two are attached, and then there's an amnesia with Juliet. I think we have to have more people attached to Edgar. We need 5 panels of poison. So if Edgar dies now, 4 people will die. Now 5 people will die. But there's no one who's willing to drink the poison. There needs to be some, like, special order for this, I guess. I don't know how to do this, man. I think it needs to be a chain of some kind. And then I think Juliet has to forget. Juliet marries Lenora. We don't have Bernard in anything yet. Bernard marries Lenora. Lenora forgets. I'm like, genuinely, I don't know what to say. I don't understand. Edgar and Lenora. Bernard and Isabel. Amnesia for Edgar. Edgar forgets. Edgar makes a move on Juliet. Juliet forgets. Bernard forgets. He makes a move on Juliet. And I have no way for her to fucking die now. I mean, maybe this will work. I think maybe it has to be a 3-person thing. Does everyone drink this way? Is this what it was? Oh my god. I don't even have good commentary for this. I had to make a love triangle and they all did forget everything. Oh my god, that took me so long. Alright guys, and with that done, I'm gonna call that episode there. We have a couple more, I think we have 2 more puzzles. We have Lineage and Chronicles, and Chronicles I've been told is the hardest, craziest, most off-the-wall insane one, along with a couple other puzzles that were added recently, / that I might revisit. So we're gonna have, I think, 1 more episode of this one, which I'm really excited for, which will be Chronicles, Lineage, and anything else I've missed. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you really enjoyed and you want more content like this, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, comment your favorite puzzle. And I'm also live on Twitch like 3 times a week. You can go check it out. Link below, but just Radstads over there. But again, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be back again with more Baba Is You and Storyteller and everything else you guys love sometime soon. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Peace.